Hi! I wanted to give you guys another video game recommendation, and that video game is Okami. Now, this game came out in 2006 for the PlayStation 2, and it came out in 2008 for the Wii. And it came out for the Wii because one of the core game mechanics is being able to use a brush to create different things in the game. And it is currently available on the PlayStation 3 in the PlayStation Network, and it got an HD upgrade. So this game was beautiful on the PlayStation 2. I mean, I would say that they could upgrade it a bit, but it's absolutely gorgeous because it's cel-shaded animation based, I think, on like Japanese and Chinese watercolor paintings, and there's not that much that really needs to be upgraded about the graphics. As far as a PlayStation 2 game, if you want it to look really amazing, Okami is that game. And I recommend it because it's very much like a Zelda game, but it is easier. It's very good for casual gamers to get into because I know from experience that the Zelda games are kind of difficult. I haven't beaten any of them. I have a lot of them, and I haven't beaten any of them because I am terrible. Or I'm also lazy and I haven't tried hard enough. But this game is, I think, for one thing, the visuals are so good in this game. I just want to keep playing it for that. There's also a lot to do in this game. There are a lot of mini games, and there's just so much to see. But it's a fun, easy game to play for casual gamers. For experienced gamers, it can be challenging. You might not find it to be as difficult as some other games, but it's just pretty. If you just want a really pretty game. The main story is that this wolf goddess, Amaterasu, fought this evil Orochi, an eight-headed beast, 100 years ago, and then they both sort of disappeared, and 100 years later, in the present time of the game, evil has come back, and it is taken over the countryside, and Amaterasu comes back, and she has to find and use the brush techniques to cleanse the land and fight the creatures and fight Orochi and eventually the even bigger bad, because Orochi is not the main guy. You get about maybe a quarter of the way through the game when you fight Orochi, and I was really hoping, like, I hope this is not the final boss because this game is so pretty, and no, there's way more game after it. It's a decently sized game. I'd say it's probably 20 hours or more, depending on if you do all the side quests. So, Amaterasu is accompanied by this little guy named Isun. He's a little bug type of guy, and he helps Amaterasu. He's kind of like, maybe like Navi, it's not nearly as annoying. He guides her and provides the commentary. There is no voice acting in this game as far as actual speech. It's more like Simlish, maybe. They do sort of like gibberish speaking while you have to read everything. And yeah, it's still funny though. I would say if I had to criticize this game, you can't skip the cutscenes, which they did fix in its sequel. There is a sequel for the DS, and it's called Okami Den, which means tiny son. It's about Amaterasu's son, and it's amazing. Yeah, the graphics on the DS are awesome. But this game is awesome. I totally recommend it. This is also one game that I actually recommend using a cheat guide for, and the reason for that is that you can go through this game easily without cheating. You don't need, you probably won't get lost or anything. You can find your way around after a little bit of searching. But the reason I suggest using a cheat guide is that there's so many little mini games. Like there's a bunch of animals you have to feed, and you can get different things from those. There's different items you can find, and I feel like if you use a cheat guide, you find places in this game that you never would have found before, and they're really pretty and just gorgeous. So if you want to play the game, you know, without cheat guide, go right ahead. It'll still be beautiful, still be an amazing game. But if you want to get the full experience and be able to see it, just find it like a game pack and look at it. I played the game first without looking at anything. It was gorgeous, but then I played it a second time, and I discovered a lot more. I mean, I discovered probably another fifth of the game, I guess. Fifth or a quarter of the game that I just completely missed. And it's it's beautiful. You're not going to waste your time playing this game. So I totally recommend it, and I recommend the sequel if you finish Okami and you love it. This continues the story, and it is wonderful, and I love it. So I hope you found this helpful, and I will talk to you later. Bye.